From the swamps of Louisiana, the Cajun Predator.
The day of the hairy freak or the fat slob is practically gone.
Let the party begin. I've got snacks.
Hi, I'm going fucking crazy. If you're not watching live, you don't know why. Hey, if this even goes up on YouTube, who knows? Who knows? I'm about to throw my fucking computer out the wall. I don't know. Am I even coming in clear? My name's Tom, right there. We made it around 7 times. What the fuck ever. Right. If I'm coming in clear, we'll do the show. My name is Tom. I'm right there. This is WCW Deep Cuts Live. Again, if you're not watching live, probably have no idea why I'm fucking furious right now. It is my quarterly computer meltdown. I need a new laptop. Can't fucking afford one, but I need one. And gonna go crazy. Here are the YouTube members. I don't even have it in me to read them right now. I'm not in a good mood right now, so let's try to make this happen and hope that I calm the fuck down, because if not, this might not ever see the light of day. Anyway, also there's the Discord. All right, ready? Let's go.
Tracking. It's on Geraldo.
Next on WCW Worldwide, we'll show you the World Tag Team Champions, the Hollywood Blondes, Flying Brian and Stunning Steve. Heavy metal fan Hammer will see.
Look at that hat on Hammer.
The debut of Big Scott
right into Scott Norton's
also
titties.
On Worldwide today, the mysterious
Hell
Maxx
yeah.
Payne. And in our main event, the NWA champion Barry Windham will take on Steve Regal.
Look at that quaff.
Brought to you by Gum Out. Quality automotive products providing solutions
Fuck is
to
Gum
engine
Out?
problems.
God, I forget the name of the ring announcer.
One
of the ring announcers.
All right, the Hollywood Blondes.
Okay, so I believe the laptop I'm running this on should technically have enough CPU. I have 16 gigs of memory, and that everything I see says, oh, that should be plenty to run. As long as you're not playing like Call of Duty in 4K. But it's not working. I have to like run potato streams.
I'm Tony Gilliam, and
RAM,
welcome to this
okay.
edition of the WCW magazine.
So what do I need CPU wise?
Steve Regal and the
I don't know.
NWA champion.
I don't want to
Barry
bog
Windham.
things down by
No
looking
secret
at
that Barry
my
Windham keeps evading the
CPU
question
size or anything.
concerning
but
Nature Boy Ric Flair and the NWA World
How would I
Heavyweight
find
title. Well, the
that?
champion had a few comments. Here's what he had to say.
Later on in this program, I, Barry Windham, the NWA champion of the world, am going to face Steve Regal from Blackpool, England. Now, Mr. Regal believes that by coming into a match with me and that by proving himself that he is going to get a title shot. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Regal, there are not very many men in the sport of pro wrestling that have stepped into the ring with me and have been victorious. Now, if it comes down to this World Heavyweight Championship, I've got news for you.
But you have an i3. I might.
I don't take it lightly, and I don't tread in the ring lightly. When I'm in the ring, I mean business. So when you step into the ring across from me, you had better have business on
Whatever
your mind,
it is, I need a
because
better
I'm gonna look
one.
into your eyes and show you that I can beat you.
Comments
This computer's
from the
about
NWA
2 years
heavyweight
old.
champion Barry Windham. An incident occurred last week between
Well,
Barry
actually about
Windham and
2.5.
his former partner and friend, AA, the enforcer Arn Anderson. Later in this hour, we will show you exactly what transpired.
Oh, this is Tony
between those
Gillum.
two
I remember
wrestlers.
his name.
I'm
Tony Gillum.
and
He was
this
one of the
has
ring
been
announcers.
The WCW magazine. More action after this.
I have no idea. I don't have Amazon or anything in front of me.
They're killing cops. They're hitting the mob. They're not afraid of anyone. But they should be.
Barry Windham with a haircut that says, I'm one of Charlie's Angels and I'm just getting out of bed.
By the book. I'm gonna put him in a box. By the book.
Wesley Snipes, Dennis Hopper, Boiling Point, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
One of these engines was filled with Castrol Syntec, a synthetic oil, the rest with conventional oils. They
The
were
Google
then drained
AI says
and
I need like an
started without oil to prove a
Intel
point.
Core i9
Syntec
processor
has a unique
or an
molecular
AMD
structure
Ryzen
that
9
bonds to engine parts.
7950.
Lab tests show
I
it
don't
leaves
know
a layer of
anything about
protection
that. I just
far
know that-
stronger than conventional oil.
I bet I don't have that.
And if
right
Syntec
now.
protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
Did you know that stress and certain vitamin deficiencies can cause hair loss, and that researchers are growing hair in a test tube?
How shitty
When you
to
call
zoom in
Hair
on an
Club for
actual
Men, we'll
person's
send
hair
you this
loss.
information along with Hair Club's own advances in dealing with hair loss.
I wanted something that looked very natural and also looked very natural when I was skiing and when my hair was very wet.
It made me feel old to be going thin at 24.
Hair Club's innovative techniques in dealing with hair loss will give you the confidence you've always wanted.
I did not ask to lose my hair. And for a long period of time, I thought that I would have no choice. And
What if
with
this guy was like,
Hair Club,
I did
do have that
ask to
choice.
lose my hair.
No matter what sport or activity, your new hair will look and feel like your own.
Now that I have a full head of hair, people that haven't seen me in a while, they don't even know I had anything done. It's like totally natural to them.
So call
Oh, you
Hair
bum.
Club for Men and receive our free brochure, along with some tips that may help you keep the hair you have.
I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
Cy Sperling, that turncoat, he was on WrestleMania like 6 months
Think
after
taxes
this.
aren't a real hot button? When we announced the Room Plus tax relief sale, you never saw such response. So we're giving you an extension. For a few more days, when you buy any Room Plus Mica furniture, Room Plus will pay the sales tax for you. That's right, low sale prices and we pay the sales tax. But this offer
Room
is
Plus,
extended
what is it,
only
like a
for few more
bathroom?
days. So hurry in for the big tax relief sale at Room Plus, just round the corner.
Heavy metal Van Hammer makes his way to the ring as you're back with us on Worldwide. Johnny and Jesse with you. You know, Heavy metal Van Hammer's gone through kind of a transformation of looks. Used to wear the hat and the silver coat, and now the Harley Davidson banner.
Trying to make sure I'm still coming in clear because
Still looking great though,
the
Jesse.
CPU percentage is crawling up. What the hell is up with that hair? Speaking of hair.
Against Gary McCoy in this event.
Gary McCoy. Is that how you pronounce that?
Worldwide Wrestling. Hammer Rock. There you see the Van Hammer fans.
Okay, look and sound fine here. Okay,
Certainly
good.
an athlete who appeared on the scene a couple of years ago and has had tremendous success in WCW Worldwide Wrestling. And has had
How Hammer kept the job for so long because he was friends with the right people.
just show you his ability, his
He was fun to hang out with. That was a dick move.
a moment ago. Really? There's McCoy one here. He tried to run into him one more time.
How did they find a guy to wrestle Van Hammer that's worse than Van
Kicked
Hammer?
him in the belly. Nice move.
You endorse those type of moves, don't you?
Well, he's got to do something. I mean, obviously, he can't match up strength against heavy metal Van Hammer. He better do something. Now he's getting his head introduced to the turnbuckle. You know, I love heavy metal Van Hammer's body.
Parents don't own a strip club. They owned a sex toy
Championship
shop.
wrestling. But I'll tell you what. When it comes to what's between his ears, it's lacking, Tony.
Well, you've always talked about what you feel is his lack of intelligence, but I don't know. I've had a chance to talk to him many times.
Oh, that was bad.
Focus in this sport, knows what he wants, has been very successful, and I don't always disagree with you, but this time I think I have to.
All right, you go ahead. That's fine that you do. Beautiful suplex right there.
Hammer the suplex. Elbow perfectly placed.
I'm going to try something real quick.
Heavy metal Van Hammer, the most powerful arms in World Championship Wrestling.
Won the Jesse Invitational Tournament last year. Oh, he flies to the air.
All right, that might help things a little. I don't want to do it. I've been recording natively for the YouTube VOD. I might have to use the Twitch recording, which again, I don't want to do. But I think it's just something that's going to happen.
And the headbangers are out for Heavy Metal.
Get used to it, boy.
That's not how you threaten somebody.
Talk is cheap and Vinnie outsmarts him every time. But there's the slingshot.
All right, yeah, my CPU usage is way lower now. So that just might be what we do going forward. The VOD just might go up a little later than normal. Sorry, YouTube folks, but I'm going to have to pull the recording from Twitch. And I don't want to do, but it is what it is. Yeah, Vinnie Vegas was gone. I think they had taped this before he left the company.
Problems. Solutions. Pour Gum-Out fuel system cleaners right in your gas tank, and with just one tank full, you'll get
I can see your
better
comments,
engine
Broken Brawler's daddy.
Performance. Gum-Out solutions to engine problems from the people at Pennzoil.
What girl's gonna go for me with a body like this? Hang in there, Tom.
He did look like Roger Daltrey. That's interesting that nobody ever went in that direction.
And tomorrow
He's going to be a rocker. That's a good point, Sean Drucks.
And calcium for bones.
But I'm still a skinny bench warmer.
Hey, if the sight of yourself at 18 doesn't convince you, Tom, listen to your senior year girlfriend.
Hi, Tom. I'm waiting.
Milk.
That's not what I looked like.
Good. From Hollywood Pictures. They grew up as brothers.
You know, when I was 18, I thought, man, I need to go back in time and give myself some spank material.
To break it. They became enemies.
You kill your own people! No!
Hollywood Pictures presents an epic story of the passions that tore a family apart.
I don't forget where I come from or who I am.
And the bond that held them together. Bound by honor. Rated R. Starts Friday, April 30th in select cities.
Get me a boat to take me there. Silver sands on a white-hot beach. All of my friends and time to spare. A cold silver bullet in my reach. It's the taste of the Rockies with a cold crisp air. A silver bullet. I'm gonna get me
a boat.
somehow. And a smooth silver bullet now. Cool line, so right there now.
General Nutrition has a key to help unlock your body's potential. Open the door to maximize a new you. Help push your workouts to new levels of performance. With Twin Lab Gainers Fuel 2500, get 2500 low-fat, high-powered calories per serving. No other gainer can match it. Gainers Fuel 2500, get the key.
I'm sure that's all that guy was using. Was Gainer
GNC,
Fuel.
The authority in sports
I'm sure of it.
products.
WCW ever try to make a ripoff of Ico Pro? No, but plenty of the boys had HGH. Speaking of HGH, hey, Scott Norton's there.
Scott, the Flash Norton. And I'll tell you what, the guy's put together, Shivani.
TC McCoy. Oh, speaking of HGH.
McCoy is opponent. There's no denying that. Well over
The TC McCoy's probably the biggest guy in his gym.
Look at that chest.
Then you see a real big guy like Scott Norton. It's like, ooh.
Ooh, Norton? He's got to be more.
Scott Norton is what everybody at TC McCoy's town thinks TC McCoy looks like.
Maybe more than that. Look at the look.
Look at those tights on TC.
Look at.
Well, that was the wrong thing to do.
Look at that. He's got a look on his face like, what are you trying to do to me, McCoy?
It's almost as he dared McCoy to grab an arm, didn't he?
Yeah, Scott Norton had that physique in like high school. Like, there's a picture of him in Hawk, Robbinsdale High, where Scott Norton is about that big, like 14.
I mean, he has not budged in the ring. It's been all offense.
Nope, don't go till I tell you to. Oh, jeez. Oh, how did he land like that? He glitched. Hey, Brian. Hello. I'm not doing great tonight. I want to throw my computer out of a fucking window. Other than that, I'm doing okay. Hope you're doing well. Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. Go throw him a sub on YouTube. He's throwing up a lot of really cool house show fan cams from the 80s and 90s this week. Well, all sorts of stuff from throughout the history, modern history of Tennessee wrestling. Oh! Scott Norton is teasing McCoy if he drank milk.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, kid. This is what you look like when you're 18. Sir, I'm 32.
Norton completely overwhelmed and dominated his opponent.
Scott the Flash Norton, watch this. Fires him into the ropes. Look at this clothesline.
Ooh. Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
Poor TC McCoy didn't know what to do. Here it is from another angle. Look at this.
Ow.
Boom.
That's the normal
Lights
one.
out, baby. And there's the cover. Not even down in the three-point football stance, hardly. 1, 2, and 3. I'm impressed. Big win for the Flash Man.
And Nick Patrick did not drink his milk.
Books are larger than life.
Whoever would have thought you was a celebrity?
I'm not the celebrity George Stark is.
Hotter than hell.
These behaviors could be interpreted as schizophrenia.
And badder than bad.
You really don't realize what you're like when you're ready. It's like watching
Norton lost his virginity the night before his dad. You have to, if you're Scott Norton's dad, and your son comes out that massive and like jacked, fucked up in hotel rooms. Like there's a shot, I believe it's Louis Spicoli walking down a hotel corridor, like stumbling and in real bad shape. And the rumor's always been, I've never had it confirmed, but not the not the Wrestling Road Diaries. This shit is way darker than the Wrestling Road Diaries. Yeah, shot a Natch doing coke. One of these numbers, but it got out, and it was so fucked up that the word that went around that was that WWE got a hold of Daryl Peterson, Maxx Payne, and bought the footage so it could be locked away and never put out. The trailer is on YouTube, but yeah, the documentary, the footage itself has never been seen. Public. Never. That's why if Brian can get it, he's going to be a hero. Yeah, he was on his way out, so yeah. And I don't know if he played the black belt too well, considering again he didn't really play that hand until 6 years later. Daryl also seems like a way more honest, chill dude than a lot of wrestlers.
So there was, yes, Maxx Payne.
Again, there's some stuff. There's dudes doing coke. Louis Spicoli in a hotel corridor, like all fucked up. Like it's the Louis Spicoli stuff is really damning. Just in the trailer. Yeah, dude, if you can get that, man.
But he can play guitar. You know, lots of geniuses are very eccentric that way. You know?
It's like the 14th Hart brother, Hartford. Hartford Hart.
His opponent's Hartford Hart.
Hartford Hart.
I'll tell you something.
Hartford Hart
his mom must have hated him.
Looks like if Maxx Payne didn't go all fucking goth and shit.
Himself. You know why?
Yeah, Maxx Payne's whole aesthetic goes way too hard for WCW. Hey, Ben Carlos. Hello. Hartford is showing them
Look at
nips.
Big Max. What I want to know is, Tony, who's his hairstylist?
I have no idea.
Hartford Hart looks like he's on a registry. Also, why? Oh gosh, he doesn't know to run the ropes. This is gonna be rough. Like they look like they got their gear from the same pile. Yeah, Maxx Payne. It took him a little bit to figure out the ring gear.
And you hit it on the head, Tony.
Eventually, he just started wearing like skull sweatpants.
Boy, we've seen some big ones in this.
And honestly, it worked for him.
Van Hammer, Scott Flash Norton, and now Maxx Payne.
You're starting to sound like Missy Hyatt.
Pick up and
Between
slam down. I'm not going to respond to that one. You want me to, don't you?
between the
I'm not going to say a word.
Hey, she said
the settlement with Rockstar Games and the WWE hush money, that dude was set, is my understanding. Like, he's only done a couple of conventions in the last 25 years. Again, part of that is because WWE doesn't want him out saying shit. Yeah, isn't Dr. Icon one of the dudes from the that promotion that he ran? Like, around that time? Maxx Payne has a really fucking weird, like, outlaw territory in Tennessee in, like, the late 80s. I believe Brian has some footage on his channel, but there's some out there. It's really fucking great.
We're working overtime on the premiere of
Okay, I thought your channel had the really long compilation. Yeah, that shit's fucking bizarre. Yes, Daryl Peterson, Maxx Payne did train in the New Japan Dojo. He was in the same class as Brian Adams and Chris Benoit.
even a super glossy UV.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you,
So now that you know how much
when I say weird outlaw territory,
you'll agree. You can't buy a better
this shit would be weird even for 2025. Some of the shit they were doing.
Can help you open the door to reach a new you with Twin Lab Gainers Fuel 2500. Get
It's just
2500 low-fat, high-powered calories per serving.
It's rock musicians on all sorts of drugs putting together a wrestling TV show.
Think taxes aren't a real hot button? When we announced the Room Plus tax relief sale, you never saw such response.
You never saw.
So we're giving
How
you an extension.
this commercial
For a
has
few
to
more
be at least
days, when
5
you buy
years
any
old at
Room
the time
Plus
that it aired.
furniture, Room Plus will pay the sales tax for you. That's right, low sale prices, and we pay the sales tax. But this offer is extended only for a few more days. So hurry in for the big tax
We pay the
relief
tax.
sale
It
at
sounds
Room
like
Plus, just round the corner.
sounds like the Trump tariff thing.
I bet your subway token this ain't light. You're on. You never know. You never know. I was born tonight, but it wasn't last night. This ain't light.
Yes, it is. There's a new light beer for people who.
Now this commercial just makes people who drink beer sound like the biggest assholes.
Compared to Bud.
I'm colorblind and I can tell it's dark.
It looks and tastes like regular beer. You won't believe it's a light.
If I didn't know this was a light beer, I would have never thought this was a light beer.
Coors Extra Gold Light. It's the rich, smooth, darker light beer.
I agree with him.
Coming exclusively on Worldwide in 2 weeks, the Computerized Contenders Challenge.
Oh, hello, kid. I think that's Heart for Heart's kid.
Welcome back to Worldwide Wrestling. I'm Eric Bischoff. Tony Schiavone and Jesse the Body
welcome to
Ventura
the
will
spot.
be back with more action in just a few moments.
Tony
but I wanna
pitched
take
to
this
you, buddy.
opportunity to introduce a man I've
Learn to
worked with a
format your
number of
show.
times in the past, Mr. Greg Gagne. Greg, it's great to have you with us.
Thank you, Eric. It's a pleasure to be here, and we have some exciting things for the wrestling fans coming up in May.
In fact, it's called the Computerized Contenders Challenge. 5 titles up for grabs. Give us the details.
Each week, one of
We
the
need to be
major
more
titles
respectful
will
to
be on
Greg
the line,
Gagne. He
Eric.
served in the
You know,
force.
everybody is familiar
Served
with
in
the
the
UPI and
Cobra
AP
Corps.
national rankings for all the teams. And
Has
also
Eric
the
ever reached
computer
out to me?
ranking,
He,
right? We've thrown in the
when
computer
Sid passed
all the names
away,
of all the wrestlers here at WCW,
and I did
and
my
they picked
short
out
about
through various
Sid and his
degrees
neighbor
of-
Seth,
of ranking
he sent
the
me a
wrestlers
really
by
nice
speed, endurance, and some
DM
other things. And we
thanking
came
me
out
for
with the
making
top
it,
challenges
thanking
for
me
each
for
Now, I understand this
putting
is,
out something
pretty
about how
controversial,
nice
and
of
we're
a
going to talk
dude.
a lot more about it next week. We'll lay out some of the
And
matches
that he
you're
always
gonna see right here
regretted
on
that
Worldwide throughout the
that
month
deal
of May.
on that
But right
Nitro
now,
where
let's
he's
get
like,
back
"Where's
down
your
to the ring.
scissors, Sid?" Like he was,
The point he went up to the top rope, he missed. Beautiful Bobby went up to the top rope, he did not miss.
Beautiful Bobby with a tremendous win here on WCW Worldwide Wrestling.
oh hey, there's Arn. Why is the spot right above his dick wet on his tights? That's really weird. Like, you're not supposed to sweat there. You don't have sweat glands. on that part of your body.
I think he's asking for the mic. Let's listen in.
I feel a little bit strange having to come out here.
I would feel strange too if I got sweaty between my belly button and my taint.
It's the only way I'm going to get a few words with you.
How do you get pee above your dick?
When I went down with this knee injury, I thought I might never wrestle again, and I was kind of walking around kicking myself into my pants, feeling sorry for myself.
Oh, he's kicking himself in there.
Whispering, I heard them all whispering, yeah, Anderson, you finally got back some of what you've been giving out all these years. You deserved it. And I got to thinking.
So they shot this angle twice, and they aired both of them.
Well, maybe they're right. Then a guy came up to me in the gym, and he
Hey,
said,
Restless Wizards, hello.
With the way you've done some of the things in your career, he said, but I want you to get well for one reason and one reason only. Because there's nothing more tragic. You just hang on. There's nothing more
Just hang on,
tragic than
Bobby.
a world-class athlete going down in the prime of his career. But the one person, hang on, Bobby, the one person that I expected to come by, say, hey, Arn, are you getting well?
I saw that. Yeah, Bobby's sister is, I forget the name of the guy that's helping her out. He's like books a bunch of wrestlers for conventions. But yeah, a lot of Bobby's like old photos and stuff. Posted them online. It's really cool. I've seen some. Really cool stuff.
Let me explain something to you, Bobby. I'm well.
His
You didn't need me. You bailed on me. Let me explain something to you, pal. I'm well and I don't need you. Okay?
You're not well. You have urine all over you.
I'm not gonna get
Or sweat.
I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna hit you. Oh, the hell
Oh, that's Steve Bragg too. Okay. All right. His shit always shows up as like suggested for me on Facebook. Oh, Bobby took a weird landing on that spine buster. Ew. You stick up the floor? There's no horseman yet.
He's sending a message out to his former partner. It's all over.
Who's the face? Who's the heel? I think Arn's supposed to be the face, but kind of an asshole, being honest. Yeah, no, Bobby, for two wrestlers that are so fucking good and almost flawless, that was real messed up spine buster.
Of the WCW magazine, I'm Tony Gillum. Next week here on
We
Worldwide
know
Wrestling,
Pete on Arn.
we'll take a look at one of WCW's hottest tag teams, Marcus Alexander Bagwell and Too Cold Scorpio. They will continue their drive to the top of tag team ranks here in WCW.
Their drive? I thought they were going to step.
To be the world tag team champions. Here's what Marcus Alexander Bagwell and
I don't
Too
think
Cold
Bobby
Scorpio
worked
had
at
to
the power
say
plant.
about their march to the top.
You know, the whole thing started off kind of like a pipe dream. The WCW Rookie of the Year, Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
When Bagwell said pipe, Scorpio got this look in his eye like,
But let me tell you something. That pipe dream's starting to come together. The Hollywood Blondes, the World Tag Team.
Scorp's like, fuck yeah,
A
pipe.
little bit. But let me tell you something.
Let me get that pipe.
It's getting clearer and clearer. Tell them about
We're about a month away.
Y'all
Yeah.
come out here running off the mountain.
Yeah,
talking
Scorp's
about young punks
gone.
this, young punks that.
Holy
But let me
shit,
tell
look at his
y'all something,
eyes.
baby. We wanted the new teams on the right.
I think his case got dropped because nothing's come out about it. You figure if that shit goes to court, he stabbed a fucking
We're
dude.
looking to be the Atlanta Braves from last to first.
A tag team with a lot of confidence. Marcus Alexander
We're
Bagwell
looking to be the
and
Atlanta
Too Cold
Braves.
Scorpio with their sights
Makes his
set
heels to
firmly
like
on the World
32
Tag Team title.
other
I'm
cities.
Tony Gillum, and this has been the WCW magazine. The action continues after this.
Hey, there's Barry. Barry and his big old belt. Y'all know that Barry and
One of
Burt
these
Reynolds
engines
are
was filled
Eskimo
with
cousins,
Castrol
right?
Syntec, a synthetic oil, the rest with conventional oils. They were then drained and started with ours
plumbers.
to prove a point.
Pipes.
You see, Syntec has a
Blunts
unique
and
molecular
dunts.
structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil.
So Barry's wife, I think he's still married. Barry's wife was Bert's ex.
Other oils can't.
She's someone from like outside the entertainment industry. And I forget how, there was somebody in wrestling that knew her through Bert and hooked her up with Barry. And like around the time they hooked up, that's when Barry, Dom DeLuise, Are you fucking with me, Sean Drops?
When you can go light years beyond.
But
You are Fox
she was like a millionaire, independent.
Super Nintendo.
So when they hooked up, Barry's like, I don't give a shit about wrestling anymore. And that's when he started slowing down.
People hear better. That's why they started Beltone.
Okay, you are fucking
years ago.
I thought so, but wrestling is really weird. And getting no, we did not get a lot of world title matches worldwide.
People come to us with the
This
same
time.
concerns.
I hear, but don't understand voices. People mumble.
Beltone's 10-step test will tell you what you're hearing and what you're not.
Holy shit.
Call for this free brochure and a coupon for a free hearing test.
If you do need hearing
Honey,
help,
don't call me
Beltone offers a
Dom
tiny
DeLuise.
hearing aid with clear voice, a microcircuit that helps many people by reducing certain background noises.
Choice is clear. If you or someone you love...
Yeah, Worldwide's kind of a A minus, B plus show. Not so much the D show would become.
American company.
Call 1-800-638-9898 for your free Beltone guide to better hearing and hearing test coupon. 1-800-638-9898.
Made it sound like a compliment, and it was Onyx, Hot Stuff Hernandez, and Chad Collier. What a weird fucking group. Do I think 93 was WCW's worst year before the rise? No, 95. If we, okay, 94, if you go from like September 94 to September 95, that, if we count that as a year, that's the worst fucking year.
But I'm still a skinny bench warmer.
I would say any major American wrestling company had in the 90s.
Hi, Tom. I'm waiting.
Milk. It does a body good.
That's awesome, Brian. Yeah, dude, I love Wildside. I used to talk to those dudes online, and they would like. It's funny because I lived like outside of the area. I lived in Indiana, so like all the Wildside dudes would get on AOL, and like whoever they had heat with, they'd bury them to me. And then the other side would not know that I was talking to that guy, and they'd bury them. There's nobody on this planet messier than a wrestler.
Engine problems from the people at Pennzoil.
You ever park your car without the club? Yeah, I do.
Do I ever park my car without the club? I use my car every day. I depend on it.
Honestly, this guy's creepier than somebody that would break into your car.
All you do is slip it on the steering wheel.
WWF 95 had some like down low good stuff. They are wrestlers or full contact drama theater.
If you
kids.
own a club, use it.
Yes.
If you don't, buy one. The club is an easy-to-use.
Again, this guy creeps
tough-to-defeat
me out more than a
device that's
car
recommended
burglar.
by Operation Lockup as an effective, affordable deterrent to
He
rising
needs a club to
automobile
lock her
thefts.
tracks.
Never park your car without the club. Accept no imitations. Make sure the anti-theft device you buy says the club on the handle.
Remember when I was a kid, I always used to tell my mom to get a club, not knowing what it was.
The club is available.
I just would hear about it on TV all the time.
I'd like to show you an all-natural lawn care product, Thatchmaster. With spring application,
My lawn care product doesn't have steroids.
Without power detaching machines or old-fashioned raking. It uses a natural protein enzyme
Raking.
to gradually break down excess thatch so water and nutrients are more easily absorbed into the soil. Get your lawn ready for summer
Well, see,
now with
look at that.
Thatchmaster.
Not that Chris
It
Benoit
makes
has a
tough
club
jobs
today.
easier, naturally.
What do we know? The Thatchmaster.
Sears
I,
Hardware, and participating home and garden showplace.
I'd never be mistaken for a Thatchmaster. Yeah, it's crazy. People are using the club instead of just locking the fucking door. There's that Regal 1-foot flip. Looks so good whenever he takes a bump like that. Yeah, wear my baggiest parachute pants when I'm doing lawn work.
Based on what happened at the hands of Arn Anderson just a week ago. Well, I'll tell you what, Arn Anderson's been, he's came back with a bang. I mean, for what he did to
Heck, buddy. He walked all the way across the ring to grab another rope. I'd say Danielson is probably the best technical wrestler of the last 30 years. Zack Saber's really fucking good. I like the actual technical hold for hold, move for move part of it.
We saw right before your match the confrontation between you and Arn Anderson. I guess you're watching your manners tonight, Shivani.
Looks like he has like uncooked spaghetti on his
Arn
head.
Anderson has decided that he's got it out for me. Well, Arn Anderson, you won't be the first person to ever get a hold of me, but you'll be the last one to try to embarrass me.
He's got a strand of hair going like up his nose.
Means something to me, and
Dean
you'll
Malenko
never
was
know
a
what it
good
feels
technical
like to wear
hold for
this
hold,
thing.
move for move wrestler, yes.
You, when I was a horseman, and all
Very
the time that
ramen.
you were a horseman, with a low man on the totem pole, you did the dirty work. You never got anything done on your own. And I doubt very seriously at this time again, you are going to be able to accomplish what you want to do. I will be there.
Randy was 33 years old. Randy
will be
Anderson,
mine
holy
for as long
shit.
as I want it.
Can I ask you one more time about the return of Nature Boy Ric Flair?
Listen, Schiavone, you're going to mind your manners.
Angel Hair Windham.
Well,
Volkan's up there, even though didn't he only have like 6 matches? Yeah, Volkan's fucking awesome.
You did it again. You should know better, Tony Schiavone. Don't bring the name up.
If you've never seen Volkan, I think all of his matches are on YouTube.
You ain't Mike Wallace.
Promotional consideration.
All right, before we go to the second episode, God, what we're gonna preview one of the streams coming up this week. I forget which one. So of course, WCW Deep Cuts Live back next week, next Tuesday, as long as I don't bash this computer with a baseball bat. But also this Sunday at 8 p.m. For my YouTube members, we will be going back to the monthly stream, Not Quite Wrestling. I know I pushed it off a bit far into the month because of WrestleMania and Revolution and all those fucking pay-per-views taking up the Sundays. But we're back, Not Quite Wrestling, this Sunday at 8 p.m. for YouTube members only. So it'll be promoting one of those 2 streams, I think, Not Quite Wrestling. Let's see what we're promoting for in the next 7 days.
And what do you do for a living? Bodyguard. Bodyguard, and I understand an American-style football player.
Football play.
Wide receiver.
All right, so that is Not Quite Wrestling. I was right. So that will be this Sunday at 8 p.m. for YouTube members only. So if you would like to watch that with us, become a member of the Weirdo Empire here on YouTube. I mean, if you're watching on VOD, it's here on YouTube. If you're watching live, go over to YouTube. Yeah, it's pretty fucking close to wrestling, but not quite. International, he's like, no. I think his son's like a real estate agent. He's like, I make money and I don't have to fall down on purpose. So no thank you.
Problems.
Ricky Steamboat. Okay, I didn't remember that at all.
Pour Gum Out fuel system cleaners right
That's
in your
what Gum
gas
Out
tank,
is.
And with just one tank full, you'll get
Rick
better
Rude's youngest
engine
son passed away. That's sad.
Performance. Gum Out, solutions to engine problems. From the people at Pennzoil.
I bet your subway token this ain't like. You're on. You never know. You never
Hey, if you drink beer, you're a fucking asshole like these guys. Ah, that's what this commercial says. Look at that mullet. I'm colorblind. Oh yeah, well I have a tumor on my ankle.
Coors Extra Gold Light. It's the rich, smooth, darker light beer.
I agree with him. I'm on the road.
Yeah, it's wild that like the size of the average person increases almost yearly, and the wrestlers just keep getting
My
smaller.
livelihood depends on it. And when I'm off duty, our lives depend on good breaks. That's why I depend on Meineke.
Yeah, big guys just get into like actual fighting.
We analyze the whole
Or
system, pinpoint the problem, and
they lift weights on
No
TikTok.
matter why you're on the road, you can depend on breaks from Meineke. I do.
Dieters have different needs, so Accutrim made different formulas.
My appetite was humongous before Accutrim Maximum.
See, she's cool because she was sitting in a chair backwards.
If it weren't for 16-hour, I'd eat all day and all night.
Accutrim, one is right for you.
What would you do if
What did I think of Mania? I thought the main event of the first night was good. I thought the opener on the second night was one of the best matches in Mania history. and is up there with Brett and Owen for the best opener. Trying to think what I don't need. The main event of the second night fucking sucked. I think it's funny that The Rock did that interview with Pat McAfee yesterday today, where he's like, "That was not me. I didn't do that. It's not my fault." And just completely shit on Triple H. It's so funny. What else even was on those shows? Like, it's just so unmemorable. That's mostly my thoughts. Like, other than like the really good and the really bad shit, it's just a lot of matches that just kind of happened. There we go. We're gonna step. Kids fucking loved Scorpio in this era. Oh, the Joe Hendry thing happened. Hey, it's Chris Sullivan and Mike Thor.
Alright, Scorpio Bagwell against Thor and Sullivan in this event here on Worldwide Wrestling. Jesse, you know, we've seen
Yeah, it's funny. My son Noli was all about like I really want to go to the Royal Rumble, and he went to the Rumble and he had a great time. And then Mania comes around and he doesn't even want to watch it. Like, they just lost him completely. Like, I think the John Cena turn's gonna end up having hurt business really bad in the long term.
Well, they didn't have those matching tights before, but now they're looking good. Pink and white, though.
Nick Patrick's sitting on the turnbuckle. Holy shit, he's lazy. I think the 2-night pay-per-views are overkill when you don't have, when you don't book for them. Like, they have the rosters to do them, but like, 3/4 of those matches had the steam of, like, those 80s pay-per-views where like 3/4 of them were just random shit because they didn't want to blow off stuff from the house shows. Like, it's insane to me that the SmackDown tag title thing, they're doing like a TLC match on TV. Put that shit on the Mania.
They got a ways to go yet. They got all the talent in the world. Whoa, look at that double leg right down on the arm of Sullivan.
tag is made and here's
I thought it was funny, the Tiffany Charlotte match. Okay, I remember that now, but it's only because the hot gossip. I'm surprised it hasn't broken on like a big scale. Charlotte allegedly held them up for more money to do a job.
They look pretty darn good. I mean, look at that.
Looks like something dirty up and wear.
Well, they are light on their feet as well. Look at Sullivan.
Yeah, no, that's if it hasn't broken, that news will break any day now. Like, she's like, I'm not going up there unless I don't even know what the amount was, but it was like I want this X amount of money, or I'm not going out to the ring. And Triple H fucking bowed down like, oh, yeah, because he hates confrontation. Yeah, it's just too much fucking show. Like, 8 hours over 2 days, too much. Too much. That was cool. That was a sweet ass move. Oh, the Logan Paul. Oh shit, he knocked him out. Oh god. Yeah, no, I think Mike Thor is like on his feet. Everything I've heard is Triple H is just as bad with confrontation as Tony is. But just because he's like a big ex-wrestler dude with muscles, like, people don't give him shit for it. I have a feeling Charlotte might be on her way out. There's some scuttlebutt going around the DMs, let's say. Let's just say that her being the butt of all those mean jokes at that roast on Sunday is not coincidence. Oh.
You know, I'll say this, Tony, you've had some strange interviews in the last couple
Is
of
it?
weeks. What do you got in store
Are these big matches at Mania really special if there's like 20 of them?
A little bit later on, as you know, our Slamboree Control Center, and also we are going to check out the Computerized Contenders Challenge.
Yeah, the stuff with them hitting each other, that was part of the match. They were really into the idea of making it look like they were like quote unquote shooting on each other. But yeah, Charlotte's really not happy with them, and they're not happy with her either. So they can all have fun together. Oh, hey, that was cool. Like the cross-up baseball slide. Doug Dillinger's like walking by board. Holy shit! I love that Bagwell does like the typical pescado, like the lazy one, and then Scorpio's like diving out into the middle of fucking nowhere. My favorite match of Mania weekend was Butterbean versus Minoru Suzuki. If you have not seen that, it's a fucking mess. It is hilarious. And it is so much more interesting. Oh! Oh, that looked like it sucked. But it was so much more interesting than 90% of Minoru Suzuki matches are now. Because it was so bad. And you're like, what is happening? They didn't know it was a rounds match. The guys in the ring had no fucking idea it was a rounds match. WWE buying AAA fucking sucks. Because now
they may give you the response that Barry Windham does. They might walk off on you.
Thank you for the cheers. Bravo. Bravo, bravo. Yeah, I'm with you. Two-night pay-per-views need to stop, and Nia Jax is the poops. I just hate the fact that they're trying to Walmart their way into another fucking country. I thought Sabu was fucking awesome in that barbed wire match. I didn't think the match itself was good, but Sabu being like, fuck it, I don't have to bump anymore after this. And just, oh my god, he almost lost Chris Sullivan. But Sabu being like, let me just hurt myself one more time. Oh gosh. Also, shout out to them for just dumping on Barry Windham's finisher. Oh, you do a superplex? We do a double superplex. I saw that report that TKO wants to rename AAA NXT Mexico, which of course they do. I'm sure TNA is next. It'll be, I don't know, NXT 0.5. I'm sure Marcus has a boner. Scorpio's like, look at that little thing. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what the TNA and AAA are supposed to be. Are places for WWE to send talent that they're not using, but that they're hoarding so that AEW doesn't get them.
Too cold Scorpio, Marcus Alexander Bagwell moves
Like
that and wins like that, guys, will propel you right to the top after the World Tag Team Champions. I'll tell you what, I'm so excited.
I don't believe that, Commodore Amigo. No offense, I do not believe that. I think any big American company trying to buy a bunch of international companies get dumped on by everybody.
I don't eat TV dinners. Me and Scorpio eat steak and baked potatoes, baby. And we're coming after you wide open. Hey, Tony,
I don't know what that had to do with anything, Marcus, but okay. I don't think it's going to bring more lucha to America. I think like a couple of guys from AAA will end up in America, but like it's not going to bring more lucha. They're going to push their style on the guys down there. Like Vikingo's going to end up in NXT soon. Yeah, AAA and AEW definitely don't. Not since AAA pulled that bullshit last year where they AEW sent FTR down to lose the tag belts, and they got blindsided by WWE being like, "Oh, we signed Dragon Lee, and our guy beat an AEW tag." That's a good point, Ghost of Burt Purnish. Yeah, a lot of WCW fans were probably eating TV dinners, and Marcus is like, "Oh, I'm better than that. Fuck you."
Go for me with a body like this.
Hang in there, Tom. I'm you 2 years from now, because you're drinking milk.
I don't think TKO gives a shit. It's the wrestling people in WWE. They have their style, and that's what they're gonna do.
But I'm still a skinny bench warmer.
Hey, if the sight of yourself at 18 doesn't convince you...
Noah, I think, is on the chopping block as well.
Hi, Tom. I'm waiting.
Milk, it does a body good.
I thought it was really cool. Tony Khan announced today that he's going to be co-promoting a couple of independent shows attached to Double or Nothing and the big ROH show at the ECW Arena in honor of Dean Rasmussen, DVD VR writer. He's going to be helping out with Dean 2 and Dean 3. Going to be AEW co-promotions. Yes, the Dean sequels will be co-promoted by AEW.
Get out of the hospital, collect my insurance settlement, and get on with my life. Sure. Ever have to deal with the other guy's insurance company? Your injuries aren't that bad. Your car isn't worth that much. Sign here.
Do crutches even look like that anymore?
I should have called Jacoby and Myers first.
Oh, Jacoby and Myers.
Insurance companies every day. Now I know better. If you're injured, you can go through the hassle or get a law firm.
I'm kind of scared for the future of New Japan.
Hi, I'm Neil Padron, president. Did you know Tetra's Garden Pond Kit can transform your yard into a showplace?
With Tetra Pond's flexible PVC liners, you can create a free-form Tetra Pond almost anywhere. In-ground, above ground, even indoors.
Yeah, New Japan,
for beautiful water gardens.
They're not doing well financially. Oh, I think there are big changes coming for WWE in the next 2 years. Because the Booker's not the owner anymore. You got bit by a rabbit, Batland.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Jesse and Greg.
Oh, hey, Greg's wearing his glasses because he's on the computer. Oh, shit. We're booking in MS-DOS on a floppy disk. I'm going to die of influenza on the Oregon Trail. R.I.P. Neil from Petland. Experience. The fuck? In what world does Vinnie Vegas have more experience than two of those guys?
Again, because experience is the key element here, but we are going to see Eric Watts later on in another division, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. So you'll see Shane Douglas, Paul Orndorff, first round for that World Television
I
title.
don't understand what the fuck just happened.
Pillman and Austin, they're the champions. Too Cold, Scorpio, Marcus Bagwell, they're first in line over Steamboat.
Like, what are these based off of?
Too Cold and Bagwell, they've got a tremendous role going right now. They've got a lot of
Win-loss. So it's Too Cold and Bagwell against and then like one push team and two teams that never win. Of course they're going to have the best win-loss record.
Bagwell and Too Cold to win the world title.
All right, I'm going to write it down.
Okay.
And we need to
I'm going to write it down. No, type it. Computer.
Over 5 categories, being a one-loss record, speed, power, endurance, and of course, experience. Now, the U.S. heavyweight champion, Dustin Rhodes, what the computer have to say here?
The way to beat Dustin Rhodes, speed. And it came down
No, he's fast.
Sasaki from Japan and Rick Rude. And Rick Rude is absolutely right. Furious. He's fit to be tied. He figures he should get that shot at Dustin Rhodes, but Sasaki's getting it.
Wait, Sasaki's not faster. Sasaki's a very slow wrestler.
This was going to be very controversial. What do you mean?
Well, the key factor here was power, and Johnny B. Bad
Power.
Power lower than Ron Simmons. Max
I mean, that makes sense. Ron Simmons is very powerful.
His one-loss record, his speed, and his endurance brought his rating up.
Poor Van Hammer. He's the only guy that got a score in anything lower than like 86.
All right, now we also need to remind everybody that in case of an injury, for example, the number 3 rated contender would move up into the number 2 rated contender spot if there's an injury to the number 2
Really
rated
loud
guy.
car
So
just drove
we
by.
need to keep that in mind, particularly when it comes to the World Heavyweight Champions division. Big Van Vader.
Binary pictures, Hulk Hogan's balls.
Endurance, the big factor here. Eric Watts
This is how they should present the 2K numbers.
gets the nod over Sting, and it was
How do you rate endurance on a computer?
strap match that Sting had with Van Vader. I think
Like,
that was the
have a blood pressure
All
machine?
5 titles on the line in the month of May. Now let's get down to the ring and see Scott Norton in action.
Yeah, I wonder which of the wrestlers my engine fucks.
Case of Castrol and get up to $4 back on any air or oil filters.
He looks like he's wearing the remember that episode of Arrested Development where George Michael put on the muscle suit to impress Baby and then he couldn't get it off, so he just wore it in life. That's what Scott Norton looks like. I do remember the match where Norton beat the shit out of Ernest Miller. It ruled.
Demonstrate new finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on.
That's awesome, Commodore Amigo.
There's no rubbing,
Hell
no
yeah.
buffing. Look how new finish restored a deep, hard shine to even this weather-beaten old car. You see, new finish is not a wax. It's a space-age polymer formula that shines better.
Space Age
lasts
polymer
longer.
formula.
Here's proof. An independent laboratory tested new finish against
After watching all these 90s commercials from these shows, this one I love because the Space Age polymer formula,
Next, we polished this car
how
with
you
new
pronounce
finish
that,
and ran it through 50
Patland
car
commercials.
After all the harsh detergents,
There was
scrubbers,
one we
and
watched
beads. You'll find new
over a
finish
year
in
ago
fiberglass
for
boats, too.
Ovaltine.
Get new finish, the
They look
once-a-year
like
car
they were
polish.
recorded in like the
Use new
60s.
finish car wash to clean
There's
your
like
car.
testimonials from
New
people
Finish Liquid at 8 Auto,
Uh,
Queensway, Auto Barn, Caldor,
blabbing about how much they
Woolworth,
live by
Bradley,
Ovaltine.
Genovese Drug, Pathmark,
I will never
Barnett
forget
Truck.
those. And it was from a show in like 1995.
One side of Julio Cesar Chavez. The side with the charm of a movie star. The looks of a rock star. And then
And Scott Norton doesn't need tools. He just kind of looks at shit and it fixes itself.
see the dark side. Chavez versus Ali.
I hate milk commercials after doing these streams. Because it's just about how fuckable they make you.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
For everything that squeaks.
You know what you do? You sit on a bed and bounce up and down. Scott Norton just power bombs his cars when they don't work.
Shake, rattle, and roll in the back of your vehicle with Load Hugger. Fits all makes
Load Hugger.
vans and sport utility vehicles. Load Hugger cargo nets.
Insoles from Odor Eaters. Tame even ferocious sneaker odor with the world's most powerful odor destroyer.
Jamboree Control Center. You know, World Championship Wrestling has its roots deeply planted in the rich tradition of professional wrestling. And with that in mind, World Championship Wrestling is excited to host...
It looks like they're doing an infomercial about how you two can become a dead wrestler.
WCW will be competing, and fans, Slamboree 93 will be available exclusively on pay-per-view. The event will be
That's a big ass blazer on Bischoff. Like that does not fit him.
About events of 1993. But right now, let's go to a man who is a legend in this sport, Mr. Gordon Soder. Thank you.
Gordon's sitting in that chair, just kind of staring off to the side. They could not have made him look more senile.
Johnny Valentine, maybe the greatest.
You should, Brian. You look very good dressed up, Brian. Much better than Eric Bischoff.
World champion ever. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, 3 times world champion. Blackjack Mulligan, the master of the claw from Eagle.
Hey, he's out of prison.
And Don Morocco.
Hey, Scott Norton, can I borrow your
Was a
blazer?
professional surfer and underwater photographer who entered the ring under the guidance of Lord Blair.
Gordon's like, let me list off all of Don Morocco's hobbies like you give a shit.
Now let's take a look. Don Morocco in action.
Hand to the side of the head. Duncombe fires back once again. Gary Hart up at ringside.
I don't think they owned this footage. I think Dusty just had these tapes like at his house. Look, yeah, baby, you can use these.
Gary Hart. This has got Duncombe staggered and Hart doubled up. Morocco brings him up.
Yeah, that powerbomb angle was weird.
Morocco carefully now.
Like all the luchadors had powerbombs. Scott Norton.
Bobby Duncombe. Gary Hart trying to move in.
I love the old, like there's a thing in old school wrestling where people would jump off the top rope and do like they would hold onto the rope and do that shitty standing stomp. It just stopped at one point. I don't know why. It's so funny. That's right, Don Morocco was ECW champion at this time. Folks at WCW were actually really cool with Todd Gordon. Really tight with him. Because Todd Gordon was like a WCW mark. Started running his own shows. I hope Gary Hart played the piano. Talked about how cool the Simpsons were. They've come to terms with the idea that somebody peed on the spot right underneath Arn's belly button.
Without a doubt, this is going to be one of the most talked about events of 1993. Don't be left out.
No, it's not.
Call your cable operator and say that you want to be a part of all of the excitement, all of the fun, and the memories.
Todd wasn't the mole.
For Gordon Soley, I'm Eric Bischoff.
This is a fucking made-up story from Paul Heyman.
We're working overtime on the premiere of Fleer.
Like, Todd provided proof recently that he was not, like... Like, there was a thing, because Todd and Paul had agreed for Paul to buy the company. And Paul fucked him on his first payment. And Todd had to go to Paul's parents to get the money. But Paul, for some reason, didn't want people to know that Todd had sold the company. So in like 97, Todd's like, I'm out. And Paul's like, hey, what if we do this whole rigmarole? Yeah, Paul Heyman being scummy about money? What?
Presents the epic story of three brothers. One searched for truth in the law. You kill your own people. No!
Like, the reason why the company that, quote, owned ECW was called HHG was because Paul wanted people to think Todd Gordon was still a third owner of the company after he sold it. In like 95. Like, Todd was just a figurehead for like a year and a half before he left. But wrestlers would go to Todd and bitch about not getting paid. And he'd be like, can't do anything about it. But they all believe that they still owned it. He still owned it because it's called HHG all of a sudden. And the G's for Gordon. Snapple Lady. God, she was really famous. Snapple Lady was the original Rizzler. All right, Bravo. Have a good night. Nice to see you. Thanks for the hang. Boo! Look at my hat.
There's nothing more tragic than a world-class athlete going down in the prime of his career. But the one person, hang on, Bobby, the one person that I expected to come
Yeah, Paul Heyman, what Paul Heyman did to Chris Candido is fucking criminal.
What can I do? I'm going to wait on you. We're going to try this. There's the one guy depending on was my partner.
All right, Stephen J. Neptune Man, this week in history. April the 24th, 93. In the NHL, the Islanders beat the Washington Capitals 4-3 to take a 3-1 series in the first round of the 93 Stanley Cup playoffs. Padres beat the New York Mets 5-3. The Yankees beat the Mariners 1-0. 1-0, not 1-2-0. And the number one song in the country was Informer by Snow. I'm not gonna hit you because I got this pee stain on my tights. Oh, again. How did he fucking fall like that? What a great entrance song. One of the all-time great entrance songs. Bow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, I'm a horseman, even though we don't have a group. Terry Travis, president of the AV Club. Terry Travis looks like he has been in another form of AA, double A. Arn's wearing yellow tights, so it blends in with the P.
little bit more. Absolutely, and you've heard fans.
Real weird look from Arn here. The yellow and the black.
It's a big weekend, by the way, of Slamboree. And Blackjack Mulligan, Chief Wahoo McDaniel, Mr. Wrestling 2. In the weeks to come, we will be giving you more names.
I forgot Snappalady was on Fit Club. What a weird fucking show.
There'll be the Slam Feast, where you can dine with many of the legends of WCW. The Slam Meet, where you can get to meet them in person.
Does that mean like you can go there, the fans can come there, and they can try to out-eat some of these legends?
I bet you some fans could.
God, could you imagine wrestling fans having eating contests with, like, Jody Hamilton? That's a very sweet story. I want Arn Anderson to give me some of his popcorn. I'm very jealous, Divine. That's awesome. Ooh. I'm offering you my popcorn. Not my liver popcorn, not my dog popcorn, my popcorn.
Look at him driving that arm bar in right there, the hand on the shoulder, putting more pressure. You know, Arn Anderson shook Terry Travis's hand before the bout started, but once that bell rings, this man is all business. There's no more handshaking going on.
No more handshaking going on.
Upper tricep right there. The enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Travis in major pain right here.
No, major pain is Damon Wayans.
And Anderson.
Looks nothing like this guy.
That match between he and Barry Windham has all the potential, Jeff, to go down as a classic in NWA.
Although I thank you to everybody who's staying up late. And my apologies for the late start. We'll be going to about 11:30 tonight. So I appreciate everyone giving me a little bit extra of their time after all my bullshit. There we go, Spinebuster. And that's it. I don't think Arn's offering anybody that glock. He needs it. Ric Flair's gross. I have a hard time believing he offered you $20. I have a feeling he wanted the $20. He needed it for all of his various debts. Oh, I shout out to my SSRI gang. Pick my nighttime meds so I can go to sleep after this. Buddy Landell was in the USWA at this time. That's our Buddy Landell watch for the week. Thank you, Yankee Hawk.
But Arn Anderson has more than one score to settle. Hello, everyone. I'm Tony Gilliam, and welcome to this edition of the WCW Magazine. As we heard earlier in the hour during the Slamboree 93 Control Center with Gordon Soley and Eric Bischoff, the WCW World Title will be on the line.
That's a very high and tight mullet.
Bulldog Davey Boy Smith. He will face the champion.
Like, it's good here, and then it just fucking goes out of control, like behind the ears.
Davey Boy Smith, you may be
that is Tony Gilliam, heck.
But you have not been introduced.
Could you imagine fucking Vader?
Oh yeah, Davey Boy.
And just him on top of you making those noises. Who's a man? Who's a man? Who's a man?
Walk through the valley of the WCW.
Imagine
we
him.
have no fear because we own the valley. Every wrestler that steps in the ring with Big Van Vader has to.
I don't think he's reaching the G spot.
And their tears.
You gotta like curve that shit.
You too must pay with your blood.
Imagine it all the time. Okay.
Will the School of Pain be in session? We will find out on May the 23rd in the.
I think Vader was a top.
NWA champion will be defending his title at Slamboree 93. I'm Tony Gilliam, and this has been the WCW.
He's an athletic big man. It's time. It's time. Ooh. It's Vader time.
Problems. Solutions. Pour Gum-Out fuel system cleaners right in your gas tank, and with just one tank full, you'll get better engine performance.
Yeah, I try. Thank you, Yankee Hawk.
From the people at Pennzoil.
I'm gonna get really mean comments on YouTube this week. Why are you talking about Vader fucking? That's so disrespectful. Listen, man, Vader wanted a nut too.
It's barely visible, and it's helping people everywhere
He called his penis Cheetum. I've seen the picture. About the same height. Very small.
I work for a construction company. And I'm in charge.
Posted his dick on Twitter once.
Of making sure that all these people are on the right.
Buddy's story about why he lost his WWF gig is just a Family Guy cutscene. He said he slipped on a patch of ice outside of a hotel and they had a rotating door and it just kept shutting on him. While he's laying there, like, oh, my arm, and the door just kept shutting on him.
Call 1-800-638-9898 for your free Bell-Tone guide to better hearing and hearing test coupon. 1-800-638-9898.
Vader posted his own dick pic. He's laying on his stomach, so he's got the gut out. And you see like his feet kind of sticking up, and then like you see kind of like the nubbin, like he's trying to like flex it to where you can like see it over his belly. There we go, Vinnie Vegas and Big Sky. I love how Vinnie Vegas was like, or Kevin Nash was like, oh, I don't have to wear a long sleeve dress shirt anymore. What else would be Vegas like? How about I just get a vest with studs on it? That is Sabretooth. What the fuck? Rainbow Brown and Rude Dog. Big Sky, Tyler Mane is his real name. He played Michael Myers. He played Sabretooth in the X-Men movies. Like, as for real, like he left wrestling and became like a pretty decent name actor. Yes, Super Shredder and Sabretooth teaming up. The Canadian fella, this Big Sky. Fucking Rude Dog. I love how the WWF was like, you have to use your shoot name when you do jobs. WCW's like, whatever, your name's Rude Dog? Hell yeah.
He really got up in the air, did Rude Dog, that time? He's going to get up in the air here high, too.
Listen. Tyler Mane, by being Sabretooth, is a way better superhero than fucking Black Adam. Yeah, imagine your name is Rainbow Brown, and you're not the guy with the more gimmicky of the names on your team. Nick Patrick. Okay, did you all fucking see that? Nick Patrick just rubbed sweat off of his forehead. What is he doing? He's just standing there.
Rude Dog in trouble. He has not been able to tag out to bring Rainbow Brown back in.
I believe Nash is wearing a belt with exercise pants. What does Big Sky have on his tights? It's like a police chalk outline of a lizard. Oh, I know they're insanely hot, but it also looks like Nick's trying to like avoid them. I have seen Nick Patrick as an announcer in one of the first incarnations of Deep South. He sucked at that too. See, that's the thing, is Black Adam was a villain. And Dwayne's like, no, he has to be as good as Superman. And the world is like, no, he's not. Or Rainbow Brown and Rude Dog are brothers, according to Brian's research. Hell yeah. WCW could not. Okay, Yankee Hawk found it as well. WCW could not split up the brother team. Rude Dog's gonna make a comeback on these guys. I love it. Fucking Rude Dog. What's so rude about him? He seems polite. So why the fuck is the 7-footer jumping off the second rope?
Slamboree Control Center next week. Some more big announcements. And we do have some major announcements to come. It's going to be a night you're never going to...
Yeah, Rock just wanted, like, Black Adam to be the equivalent of a Superman. He liked the way the character looked, but hated all the backstory and hated who he was related to.
Here's a team that has to be considered when you talk about top contenders for the World Tag Team title, Jess.
Like, it was, the character was not Black Adam, it was The Rock playing the Superman, and his name was Black Adam.
Look at this. Now, this is interesting. They figure Root Dog's been in long enough. They're going to tag Rainbow and let him get beaten up for a while.
Rainbow Brown. Hey, I like Rainbow Brown's tights. Those are pretty sweet. That's true, goes to Burt Prentice. I don't even want to know what they were called in the locker room.
One thing about Vinnie and Big Sky, they don't care who they beat up.
Ooh, that was a sick double choke slam.
But they are dominating. We saw from Scott Norton early on.
The best part of Black Adam is that Dwayne went into business for himself into that post-credit scene where, like, Black Adam... Oh, shit. Oh, that was not fun. Where Black Adam runs into Superman, but, like, what's his name? Henry Cavill, like, wasn't going to shoot that scene, so they just got, like, an extra to wear the Superman suit and shot him from, like, here down. Because Dwayne's just going into business for himself. And then immediately DC's like, nope, that's not going to happen. That thing they teased, nope, not canon.
It definitely ain't Hollywood. You know what they say it is out there.
I bet I could see that Yankee Hawk. Why is this match still happening?
Yeah, you didn't watch Academy Awards?
Oh, yeah. I watched that acceptance speech.
A jumping strangle. Nick Patrick, he's like 9 feet tall. Why the fuck are you standing up to him? Also, Big Sky totally almost said, stay out of my fucking face. And he remembered, fuck, I'm on TV.
I used to enjoy that. When Billy kicked dirt on the umpires.
You like that?
Absolutely.
Well, you know, Billy...
Yeah, that's why we're getting Dwayne having his weird, like, therapy sessions on WWE TV. Because Black Adam not doing well broke his brain. And yes, he did have creative control in the final edit. That was part of the way he agreed to do, because he held out for like 10 years before they finally did Black Adam. And like part of the agreement was he got final edit power.
And the sad part is he didn't even do nothing to deserve all that.
That didn't matter to them.
They just hit him for good measure.
Oh, I thought he was... I thought that's what he was... Like, why... Vinnie Vegas very progressive. I'm gonna suck his dick. What's your finisher? I drain his balls.
There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
When we come back, the bad man, Johnny B. Bad, and I will talk to Ric Flair.
I'd say the bad man is Nick Patrick. That's just me.
How many combinations are there? Combinations? Fruit flavor combinations.
Are in every bag of Skittles.
Skittles. Well, there's Grape Berry.
What? It's a name thing.
Like Lim Lamore. No, like...
Yeah, when we go after 11, I just start talking about all the dicks you can suck.
New name, new taste, new name. Oh, I get it. Strawberry, lemon, orange,
Get all sorts of lewd.
So how many combinations are there in every bag of Skittles? Bite-sized candy.
He said bad man, not lazy piece of shit. Man.
Fans, because now Tony Schiavone stands by with the one, the only, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
There's Randy Anderson and his large adult son.
All right, Nature Boy, Ric Flair, the excitement.
They could not have put that platform further away from the crowd. You could park multiple cars in that space between the interview platform and the audience.
Talked about it. We've bragged about it. I've driven women wild talking about it. But next week...
Could you imagine Ric Flair? Listen, honey. I'm gonna have this interview segment on the wrestling show. And she's like, oh, and she's like quivering and shit. Your interview segment makes me so horny, Rick. Not live. It was taped weeks ago, Rick.
Around the street, trying to get in. It's the Nature Boy. I'm back. It's world.
He almost had the World Wrestling Federation. See that, Tony? I don't even know where I wrestle.
My own show next week. It's a flair for the gold, baby. Woo!
All right. All right, Yankee Hawk, I'll see you Sunday. Yeah, I hope everything works out too. All right, before we go, so Sunday is the members only stream over on YouTube. Become a member of the Weirdo Empire over there. Gladiators, yes. Not Quite Wrestling, we'll be watching International Gladiators over on YouTube on Sunday. YouTube members only, but this is what we'll be watching next Tuesday. Again, as long as I do not beat the shit out of my laptop on WCW Deep Cuts Live.
Missy Hyatt suggests, and Missy does the mail, that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat see a psychiatrist. And I'll have 8-man tag team action for you this morning on the Power Hour.
All right, that is it for tonight. Thank you all so much for, again, dealing with my issues tonight, with my computer issues. I'm probably gonna have to rearrangle some things until I can afford to buy a much better computer. This is gonna have to go a little lo-fi, but you know what? We'll make it work. Again, thank you all so much, everybody in the Neurotic Eric Fontaine fan club, aka the chat. Everybody hanging out tonight, and everybody watching on YouTube VOD. Once again, as I always like to say at the end of these things, even if you don't make it here next Tuesday, as much as I'd love you to be here, even if you don't make it, I just want you to make it to Tuesday next week. 7 days. I'm gonna try my hardest, and again, hope I don't take a baseball bat to my lovely laptop here. But yeah, this has been WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name is Tom, right there. It's 11:30 on the East Coast. Go to bed.